Hey, what up? This is Kevin Silva, and in this video, what I'm going to be doing is showing you a killer tool that I'm using, and I just started using it for the first time, and while I've done almost no promotion, I mean, seriously, I've tweeted it out like one time, I +1'd it, and that was it, and it's doing okay, and it's getting shit for the amount of people that actually saw it from the one tweet I put out. It actually got a bunch of shares, which is pretty cool. And this tool is something that you're going to be able to use to create blog posts that are really killer, that have SEO value, and that'll take you minutes to do. So, I don't know about you, but I've always been looking for a way that I could put out killer content without having to spend 8 hours creating it, right? Editing it and adding all these things. So here's the deal. Now, before I show you the actual widget and what I did, I want to show you something over here first. So check this out. So first of all, the name of the tool is Listly, and we'll come back to this in a second. But what I want to show you is this. So look at this keyword. So pop-ups for list building. Now, remember, I've done no link building. I just posted this thing a few days ago. I've been absolutely slammed this week in another business that I own. So I'm a partner in the day trading market on 2 companies. So we're having a huge event this weekend. So all my time for the past week and a half has been dedicated to that, which has really got me behind on viralizers. So I haven't I put together this post in 2 minutes, but I didn't do any promotion. With that said, check it out. This keyword, pop-ups for list building, that's a really, that's a decent keyword. 154 million results, okay? If we scroll down on page 2 now, right there, you'll see Listly List, killer reports and data on using pop-ups for list building. That's the name of the Listly that I created. You can see that, I'm outranking socialtriggers.com, famousbloggers.net. I mean, these are killer blogs that have, Derek Halpern, 12,000 people he has in Google Plus circles, 6,900 when it comes to famousbloggers.net, and I'm already outranking them, and it's only been a couple of days. Now imagine if I do some list building, or link building, I should say, right to that Listly or to my blog post. Because the cool thing about it is basically what we're doing is we're curating content. Now let me show you a couple more results, and then we'll jump back. So over here, you can see data on using pop-ups. For that keyword, 422 million results, which is, that's like 500 million results. And we're number 1, but on page 4, right? Or let's say we're number 1 on page 1. We're not, but number 1 on page 4. Again, that's not page 1, and nothing beats page 1. You want to be on page 1. Most of the traffic goes to page 1. However, if we can, if you're already on page 4, it's a lot easier to go from page 4 to page 1 than go from, page 1,000 to page 1, right? I'm already there. I'm 30 spots away. Build up some backlinks, really promote this thing. And it could be now here's the other thing. That's a really competitive keyword term, right? Data on using pop-ups. Just imagine if we went after a long tail keyword, right? A long tail keyword. Imagine how this could crush it with the long tail keyword. Here's yet another word, list building. So list building, I don't think I'm ranking. I actually got up to page 5 and I stopped looking, but let's come back to the tool now. So here's the first Listly that I created. Again, I've done absolutely no promotion, but all you do is, because somebody actually hit me up and asked me to, try it out so that I could create one of these videos. All you have to do is come here and say, make a new list, okay? Make a new list. And then you title it, you give it a description, you give it some tags, okay? It's really simple. Once you do that, it creates this thing for you. And then it has these things. Now over here, you could do a quick add item, or you just go to add to this list, add an item to the list. You click on that, and look how easy this is. All you have to do is click on this add with a link, put in the link of the web page you would like to be pulled in, and it pulls in the thumbnail, it pulls in the description, the title, like you could see here. So all I did was go out and find 5 killer articles about using pop-ups and data and content about using pop-ups on your site for list building. And then I put them all in this list. So I put 5 links, add link, boom, pasted the link, and then added it. That's it. And then you can see now these are 5 really killer articles. One is actually a free report from Social Media Examiner. you could see over here how to get 1,000% increase. So that's actual test results from Marketing Sherpa, where they give away data on how long there should be a delay before the pop-up appears. Over here, opt-in email newsletter, pop-up best practices for 2012. So a bunch of killer stuff and a bunch of case studies so that you can get all the information you need in one place. Now, why is this killer? Because normally what you would do is you might grab somebody's content from a site. To be honest with you, one of the companies that I became a partner in before me, they were just, going to Yahoo or something, grabbing articles and just pasting it onto their site, which is obviously a huge no-no. But this is what they were doing. So I said, listen, that's got to stop. Now, obviously, I'm just getting into the day trading market. It's hard for me. It would be hard for me to create content, even though I could do it easily. So this is the solution that I've given them. So you still have a quick way to create content, to add content to the sites, because no more just copying somebody's article. Because what happens is it's duplicate content, right? Even though duplicate content refers more to on the same domain, but it's still content that's already been spidered by the search engines, which means they give more weight and more juice to wherever the content originated from. So you're going to be always you're like a copycat, right? They're not going to give you rankings if all you do is have content from other people. But what we're doing, the way we're doing this is we are taking a little bit from there, a little bit from that article, a little bit from that article, a little bit from that article, putting it all into one place. So when you add it all up, this is considered 100% unique, right or wrong, because it's not, if you only add one thing to the list, obviously that won't be good. But the more things you add to the list, now you don't want to add 100, but you could go up to I see. And if you notice, how many times have you seen these type of posts, right? 21 best, whatever. And, 13 best or 7 or 3 or 1, whatever. You can do this. So all you have to do is in viralizers, we talk about being a viralizer fan, becoming a viralizer fan, getting into your market, finding the top blogs, finding the top content. All you have to do is bookmark that content. That could not be more important. When you see killer stuff, bookmark it, bookmark it, bookmark it. And what I do is, if you notice, I have folders over here, bookmarks. I have probably over 10,000 bookmarks. Because I don't just bookmark stuff. I mean, I put it into folders. This is for viralizers. Then inside of the viralizers folder, I have, swipe file. I have, when it comes to the design, so design swipe. I have, podcasting. I have one on list building. I have one on Facebook, one on Twitter, one on this, one on that. And I bookmark stuff. I have a separate folder within those. So for Facebook, I'll have a folder for tools, and then I'll have a folder for fan pages. So, really organize these bookmarks so that when you want to do one of these things, you could say, okay, I'm going to do, the top 5 tools for fan pages. And then boom, you go get those tools and then you just pop in the link. You follow me? Now, it doesn't stop there, because here's where it gets even better. So yeah, you could share this and you could send people directly to Listly, or here's what you could do. You create a blog post like I did here. Now, look, I added 4 or 5 sentences there, maybe 7. And basically I said, all right, today, here's what I'm going to be talking about. Before you answer that, so I ask a question. I said, before you answer this, you should know that the answer is not what you think, right? And I bolded that. And then I go on a little bit more. So then, boom, look at that. You can actually embed these Listlys into your blog post, okay? You can embed them. Then you see over here, click here to refresh to see if there's new things, so they can refresh this to see if there's new items before, without having to refresh the whole page, okay? So you can see that the views have gone up. You can see that, all sorts of cool stuff. Now, if you want to, you can even make it possible for other people to add stuff to the list too. You can let other people, other than yourself, add things to the list. Now, look at this. So it says over here 43 views, right? So I only shared this one tweet. That was it. And it was at 3 in the morning, right? But you'll see that, look at this, 16 retweets. It's been pinned once on Pinterest. That wasn't me. It's been liked on Facebook 3 times. Again, I don't believe any of those was me. Maybe 1, but I really don't think I even did it once. I did +1 at one time, but you can see it's been +1 twice. And you can see it's been shared on LinkedIn twice. Again, not me. So from the small amount of views that it did get, you could see that I got a lot of shares, right? That's a lot of shares. So what does that mean? That means that if I was to really push this thing like during the day, like between 11 a.m. and 2, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, if I really was paying attention, like if I was really doing this well, I'd really be getting this out there, and I'd be getting to get hundreds, if not, a few thousand views. And it would continue to get shared because you can see that it's very shareable. You can look at this, and within a few, within a minute, I mean, it doesn't even take a minute. Within 30 seconds, you can scan everything on this page. You could scan what I read, boom. You could scan the titles, boom, 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 boom. Each of those is extremely valuable, okay? So the person that's reading this and coming here, they're going to get tons of value. That's tons of content right there, all free. I've done the work for you. You come, here's the best of the best on this topic. This is something that's really, really killer that you should be using, especially if you're someone who really doesn't want to create content. Maybe you're not the expert. You don't want to be the expert. Maybe you just don't enjoy creating content. Whatever the case may be, or maybe you don't have time. Like me this week, I did not have the time, so I needed to do something quickly to put out there. So this is what I did, just to put something out into social media, just because that's my number one thing, staying active with my tribe. But we're doing an event this weekend that has like 16 speakers. So as you can imagine, an event that big, we're using a webinar service, Omnovia, because we need to have over 1,000 people in the room. A GoToWebinar wouldn't work, so we had to learn that. So it's been a crazy, crazy week. This was my answer. This was my answer to put out killer content in a really easy way, but that is but that's still as high quality as I would normally want to put out. So again, all you got to do is go to Listly, which is LIST.ly. So it's not .com, it's .ly. So list.ly. Now, the cool thing about this also is that you could see over here my logo. You can add a logo, so your company logo, and then you can link it up to your homepage. So even when people come here, you're linking out to all the people that created the content. You can obviously add your own content into that Listly in case somebody else wants to embed this on their site. But if they do, you could put your content in there, right? Add a generic image instead of your logo and let other people go and embed this into their site. And now the links link back to you. So I put as the content source my domain, okay? So I get a link back to my site from Listly, which we can see that Google loves. Google loves. So within a day, you could see that it's showing up here for pop-ups for list building, which is a pretty competitive keyword term. Over here, data on using pop-ups, 422 million. Now, the only reason I'm searching for that specific phrase is because I use that phrase in my title. So obviously, if I had done a better job when it came to SEO, I would have said, okay, what's the exact keyword I would love to rank for? So you think of your exact keyword, and that is the keyword you use in the title. Because when you use it in the title, look at what they do at Listly. What Listly does is they take the title, the exact title of the Listly that you create, and it becomes the URL. It's put into the title. You follow me? So that it's all over the place. Then you look in the description. What is the description? It's the same thing. So whatever you use as the title, okay, that ends up becoming, that ends up putting your keyword. So if your title is your main keyword that you want to rank for, your keyword is in the title, it's in the URL, it's in the description. So that's why it's ranking so well for these keywords. So I could have ranked for pretty much any keyword had I just used that keyword in the title. Obviously I could have phrased it better, but that you could see that the process works. Let me put it that way. The process itself works. So it's a really cool tool. Check it out. Use it. It's free. There's nothing to buy, nothing to promote here. I just want to give you valuable content with valuable tools that you can use to save yourself time while providing your audience, your tribe, with killer content that will help you build your tribe even bigger. That's it for this video. My name's Kevin Da Silva. I'll see you on the next one.